Hello and welcome to another VOD review. We're going to be looking at the Titans versus the Boston Uprising, which for spoilers, if you've been living under a rock, Titans won. They did it. Very selfish, as a lot of us have said, to win and ruin the Titans versus London match that's going to be happening this upcoming weekend. But, you know, it is what it is. Let's just go. I don't even want to talk too much about this game. I don't want to deep dive. I don't want to look at this hardcore analysis. I just want to watch it. And we're just going to talk about it. Because I don't think there's a lot of to be taken out of this one. I don't really want to do Boston an injustice by looking at their play. We're just going to have a look and just enjoy it. Mayhem Atlanta. I'll be doing Mayhem Atlanta tomorrow. Cracked open a White Claw, let's watch a game. Let's watch some Overwatch. Alright, so we're gonna see the Titans come out with the Zen, Brig, Tracer, Soldier. I actually like the Soldier because they are playing against the Orisa. Boston is playing Sombra, Orisa, Soldier, Bat, Brig. I prefer a Hanzo from Valentine. Also probably a... I don't hate the Boston comp. I'm not in love with the Boston comp, but I don't hate the Boston comp. Punky's onto Dalton shit. So no one's really doing a whole lot. Okay. So I will say, and this point so far, I think heavily highlights it. The way the Boston Uprising play this game right now in this meta is they play incredibly slowly, right? With the Orisa and the Soldier. Just they always play this Bat Brig. They play very slowly. And I actually think that is one of the reasons that the Titans win. Because the Boston Uprising don't put on any pressure on the Titans. And what that does is that allows them to play slowly and set up for dives, because one of the Titans' biggest weaknesses is that they just never get set up. When pressure gets applied, they just crumble. But the Boston Uprising just don't apply pressure, and then that allows Titans to just do whatever they want. And you can see that so far, right? Like Crimzo is able to, like Rolf's able to just sit in them back, just play the Zen. Lynx is just able to shoot at them from the front. Like they didn't even do anything, it feels like, in this fight. Like, neither team did anything. It kind of felt like they're playing DM, just shooting at each other from distance. So, Boston Uprising get the first fight. You know, with the problem with Boston is that both times they lost, I sent Punk a really nice motivating message beforehand. So, really, I shouldn't do that again. Yeah. Maybe send Punk a really mean message, and that'll get the point across. I honestly think that the biggest issue with the Boston Uprising is they think that this Orisa comps is the solution of this meta, but I just don't think it is their strengths. I don't think they play it well. I don't think they understand how they're supposed to play it, and they don't have the right people in the carry roles. They won, the only match they won in the Countdown Cup, they played the Tracer Sombra with the Wrecking Ball, and they counter-doded the Paris Eternal, and they looked really good. And then since then, they just haven't played that. Punk thrives on negativity, as do all Australians. MLS, thank you very much for the 5 months. Hi, YouTube. Sub to Custa, like I did. Yo, thank you very much. I'm 37, hits the EMP. Doesn't hit Rolf. How does it not hit Rolf? So he sees the backline. There they are.
Been here all along.
Why doesn't he EMP the backline? Interesting. They do get the punish on the Dalton because of the EMP. Alright, so Valentine kills everyone. Alright. I think I don't like the Sombra in general from IM37 because they're playing in a style that they're playing very passive, right? The Sombra hacks and EMPs are very hard to be followed up on. You can only really use them as a counter tool. I think IM37 should be on Tracer, and I feel like he could apply more pressure. I don't think I like the Sombra. That's what I don't like about the comp. Why not IM37 Hanzo? They could even play Soldier Hanzo and just hard counter dive, right? The Sombra can hack the ball, and it's probably making Chungsik's life hard. IM37 Hanzo is also very good. Diva Bomb comes out from Punky. Oh, that's a great Diva Bomb. That is just, that you can't ask for better. Myeongbong gets stuck in the air. This should still be good for Boston. Should have played Torb. I don't really like the Torb. I know a lot of people have been playing it. I just don't like it. I feel like there are just better, more consistent options. Valentine is just murdering everyone right now. Alright. Are you saying about Tracer because of how much damage she can do? Because she can just be a threat, right? She can force... If the Tracer exists, then the Diva, the Zen, and the Brig have to be more aware of their surroundings, right? And that applies pressure in and itself. Tracer doesn't do a ton of damage, but the Tracer's just a big threat. I don't think the Sombra's as good of a threat as the Tracer could be. Is it irony that Boston went to Shanghai's losing streak and ended Chantons? Ah, it's just the Boston way to help other teams out that are struggling. They know how hard it is to lose, so they're just helping teams out. Okay, so now we got the Orisa Soldier stuff against, and the Titans are playing literally the comp that I just said I would like to see the Uprising play. I actually like the Zen Brig as well. I actually like the Zen Brig in this comp from the Titans if you're playing against... not playing against a dive. I think if your Zen can play safe, you can actually make it work pretty well. That extra damage against the Orisa Shield can be a big thing. So Dalton gets IM37 in there, behind the scenes. Punk goes aggressive, he's gonna lose him back to that. What the fuck, that's an Orisa? What? Where the fuck did Stan 1 come through? He just ran through the opposition team to kill your boy, Rolf. I'd like to preface this round by saying it was rigged. I could not touch the point due to me being sent back to lobby during remake. Wait, what? Did that actually happen? The excuses are flying for your boy Punky. You heard correctly. Well, wait, did you press a button? How did you get sent back to lobby? Or do you mean you got sent back to spawn by dying? You'll see me stand still. Alright, we gotta watch this. Oh, that's just a lot of damage. Yeah, I think I don't like the Torb here from Valentine as well, right? So the Torb is built in these comps to counter the dive, right? Because if they're playing like a Sombra, Tracer, Wrecking Ball, the Torb turret doesn't break very easily because there's not a lot of long range damage, and you can put it in places that it's just really fucking annoying, right? But the Torb doesn't do any of that right now. They're just... Boston's kind of playing Shield Break, but they're also not playing Shield Break in a way. Like, I don't really understand. Also, you can't play Shield Break on the attack to try and recontest the point. What are your thoughts on the Torbjorn Overwatch? Yo, what's up, Colex? Oh god, I got the Boston Uprising to fact check me over here. All of Oceania. So I'm 36. How does I'm 37 die? Gets just absolutely murdered by fire by the supports. So there's a Transcendence. So Uprising is just really struggling to get into this fight. Pretty good bomb. Oh, that's a great bomb. Pushes him in even up the lamp. Alright, so things not going great for the Boston Uprising. The thing I don't like about these Orisa comps as well when you're playing this like Torp Hanzo is they have no threats, right? They're all gonna walk through the exact same door. Oh, I'm 37 literally just opens up and dies again. They have no threats coming. They're all gonna have to walk out one door, and now they don't even have rally. So how do they get out of this door, right? So they're gonna have to walk top left or top right, and how do they get out of the door? Punk's Diva Bomb is, I guess, is the engage tool of how they're gonna get through this door. Alright, there it is. It's not a great bomb. A fire dies to Faith. Oh, well, I guess he got pushed in. Okay, so the bomb's okay because it sort of pushes fire into the opposition team. Does the job. Alright, the splooge is everywhere now. Is that what just happened, Punky? I did just see you stand still. Let's go back. Here we go. Punky, man, you should have touched the point. What are you doing, mate? Look alive! So you got sent back to the lobby? That's tragic. That's actually tragic. Punk responding to a DM. Yeah, he's just checking his tweets. Just learning from wins. Learning from the best. Just had to check the tweets. Have a couple of looks. C9 in a GM lobby. Oh my god. That is unfortunate because Boston were going to win that fight. It's actually more tragic than it looks as well, because I think if Boston get control of the map, there is a chance that they full hold. Like, they have the window, and like once they, like the composition of once they're through that door is actually way better than the Titans, and they could have easily just stuffed doors. So that is quite tragic. Esports ready, by the way. 4th season of Overwatch League, by the way. Coach Sarva, thank you very much for the 40 months. Shoot. Alright, let's get the same thing again. Titans are going to come out on the pure dive while Uprising have the counter dive. So they're going to play the Sombra Soldier again. Don't love it. I think the Sombra Soldier is also just way more susceptible to just getting dove, right? We'll see how this goes. I think the Sombra's going to struggle to get value in this comp. Oh, okay, I didn't even know that was going to happen, but definitely if that happens, that's a good dive. Good dive by the Titans. Big slams. This is the Breadsticks round. Yeah, that was Changsik getting a slam kill. That was one of the challenges. That's when you get the Breadsticks, yeah. And it's kind of tragic because I think Vancouver Titans actually played well on in this match in terms of playing aggressive, playing their style. They were going first. They weren't playing too passive. Yeah, I don't like how I feel like Boston are just sort of like walking into a trap. Like they're walking through this choke expecting to get into this room without getting slammed, which like Vancouver might let them do from time to time, but I feel like that's the second time they just walked into the open and got slammed by Chunksy. They're not even making it hard for him. All right, we go again. Lynx has EMP now, so it should be pretty easy to get this EMP off. Tell my grandkids about this one. I think you EMP. That's a good EMP. Yeah.
Beacon in place.
Catches the tanks. The gold goes off, but it just forces a lot of presence. Actually, the EMP wasn't great. Oh, can they keep someone alive? Oh, that's the double pulse one. This is the moment. This is the Breadsticks moment. We can watch it happen in all its glory. Dalton, the hero we need but don't deserve. Plop. You love to see it. This is history in the making. Give us the... I never got Breadsticks. I still never got Breadsticks. I should have. It's so beautiful. Dalton was sick this game. Yeah, I agree. But I think it goes back to nobody is able to keep Dalton in check here. Like Dalton is literally playing this game for free because there's no tracer on the other side. So we're at 75%. It feels like this round just begun. So now Uprising have their old cycle. So they should be able to get a pretty good fight. Titans literally don't really have anything going for them. Wow, that was aggressive counter dive. They rally and EMP Chungsick. Like, I just think that's just ill-advised. Like, they're gonna, even if they get Chungsick, if you're the Titans, you just give up the point and you just take that L. Like, they use the EMP and rally. And Diva Bomb because Punk loses his mech for that. You just get out of this fight and you go again. Alright, let's see the EMP from the Linksa. Let's go again. So Boston's probably going to look to window visor at some point. What are we doing here, Linksa? Oh, I don't understand what Linksa was doing. Why did Linksa go forward? I don't really understand that play by Linksa. He's like walking into it. He needed to wait for his invisibility and then go again. So a great pulse by Dalton onto the Orisa again. Dalton gets hacked. Chungsick kind of feeds. Alright, that's that. Looking for a lazy EMP? Yeah, but there's no way he's ever going to be able to close that distance to the front line and then get value from it as well. To Master's Tracer, I would never do some shit. Alright, let me clear this up because I feel like this is happening. This is the conversation in chat. You can be down on Boston and Titans as much as you want, and you can be like, that's such a plat play, and be like, every single one of these players in the Overwatch League is like 4,500, 4,600 plus. And no, you could not do all these things as a Masters player because guess what? What you do in Masters is significantly harder to do in the Overwatch League because guess what? It is really fucking hard how good these teams are, and they make everything oppressive. Everything that you can do at a lower rank, you cannot do anywhere, and you can't sub in a lower ranked player and have the same effect. Like, you can think this person is the worst player in the Overwatch League. They are still better than everyone else who's not in the league. Obviously, there are contenders players who can do that, but outside of contenders, no, they could not do better. Maybe in a once-off, maybe they have a match of their life, they can. But for the most part, all of these people deserve to be here, and you shouldn't say that someone else could do better, because they couldn't. Yeah, like, you guys say it's like Tracer's really easy, like, you try playing against the best flex supports in the league and try and play Tracer. Like, they will sleep you, they will fucking nut you in the head, or like at the drop of a hat. Like, even that thing that we just talked about with Linksa, how often do you think a Sombra gets punished in that capacity? He's hiding behind like 3 walls compared to the opposition team. You get hacked and that kind of stuff. Great Diva Bomb by Fire Winner. And I think, and that is a misconception that I think a lot of people have. They're thinking that a lower ranked player could have the same impact, right? Like, especially now that we're in season 4, every single player is very, very good at what they do. And even if you think they're a bad player, they're better than you think. Punky gets his Demon Bomb Force trying to touch. This is just such a bad fight for the Boston Uprising. Iron 37 needs to hit the world's largest EMP. World's largest EMP. That's actually a good EMP. Unfortunately, the rally did come out before that EMP went down. Boom. What about the Valiant? Even the Valiant, like even like some of the players on the Valiant, like there are some players who like have struggled. Like I'm not gonna vouch for Silver 3 on the main tank to say that's true, but like Molon Run and Crystal would trash everyone else in GM. Like those guys are genuinely incredible at the game. And I feel like not enough people give enough respect to these players because they're the bottom of the because they're the bottom of the Overwatch League. Bottom of the Overwatch League is still better than everyone else. Let's go Havana. What about McKaylee? McKaylee's really good. Yeah, we would nut you in the head as well. So I think it's easy to look at people failing in the Overwatch League and act like that's like such a shit play. But of course they're gonna fail. Like think about how many times, okay, let's use me as an example, right? Think about how many times you see me do something incredibly stupid in ranked games, right? Like I just throw. Like every single wall in every single map has been slept by me at some point. Like think about how bad I am. I'm a 4,300 player still to this day. People make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. Even Overwatch League players make mistakes. They're not going to be flawless. The thing is they don't do it very often and that they actually pop off more times than not. And that's what you need to keep in mind. Mines? Yeah, that's true. Every single mine I've run into at some point. It's like any professional sport. People make fun of the NBA and NFL teams, but the players on those teams are better than 99%. Yeah, like, and that's it. Like, there's a ton of people who like look at like bench and NBA players. Like I actually watched a video of it recently of like some dude was talking trash of like some bench NBA player. Dude averaged like 2 points a game and he played like barely any minutes. And these guys were talking trash and they were like college students, like high-end college students. The college students got crushed. Like the bench players in the NBA are still better than everyone else by like a good margin. Otherwise they wouldn't even be on the roster. And that's the same thing in the Overwatch League and any competitive thing. I'd like to say I know what I'm talking about. I'm kind of a big deal. So let's talk about this one. Boston is playing the right comp. I actually think their comp is perfect counter comp to the Titans. I think the Titans need to switch. Their comp is just bad against what they're never going to be able to dive against what Boston are playing. Worst player in the NBA is best player in college, yeah. And like even the Overwatch League, let me use this as an example. I'm just going on random tangents because of that. When I was on the Overwatch League in the Valiant, when we scrimmed against contenders teams, for the most part, like other than like Atlanta Academy, which beat us like thing, we crushed every single contenders team we played against. Like crushed to the point of like you full hold them almost exclusively. Like there's such a big difference between like the contenders to the Overwatch League step up that it's easy to get sort of like blinded by it. Atlanta Academy was just built different. Literally every single one of their players went on to be great players in the Overwatch League. So it's like Atlanta Academy is like an exception to the rule, right? They also were like one of the best teams in contenders. Yeah, like Chung-Sik can't play Wrecking Ball. I don't like this Titans comp. They need to switch. They cannot just keep running their head into this comp. They are literally getting counter comp. Who are in Atlanta Academy? Who was Atlanta Academy? Atlanta Academy was Gator Hawk, Funny Astro, Sugar Free, Sharp, Kodak, Funny Astro. Yeah, so Kodak and Sharp both made it to the Overwatch League, but didn't get a lot of playtime. And Sugar Free was like massively underage, right? So he never made it to the league. He's on Fusion Uni now, yeah. Sugar Free was like 9 years old, legitimately. So basically a higher tier league team. They had a lot of growth to go, but they were by far one of the best teams in contender. And they did, like, in 2019, Atlanta Academy at GOATS would have been, I think, middle of the pack, maybe high end of the pack in the Overwatch League during GOATS. They were very good at GOATS in that season, in 2019. Oh, don't like that EMP. Alright. Not a whole lot of anything happening here. Then Runaway showed up and destroyed Alan Goats, yeah. Goats was just such a... Contenders played GOATS for a lot longer than the Overwatch League, and they were just very, very good at it. Like, the Overwatch League was so far behind, and it was also such a weird skill set. So, alright, well, Titans get through. I think just some... Uprising just didn't get picks. Just didn't really get a whole lot done, and then Titans just blew everything. The EMP from Lynx actually wasn't as bad because I think it forced a lot of ults out from the Uprising. Sugar Free be signed as soon as he comes of age? Dude, that's in fucking like 2026. Be fucking, I don't know, are we gonna be playing Overwatch at 2026? Are we gonna be in Overwatch 2? Overwatch 2 might not even be out yet. Yeah, that's true. Overwatch 3 will be in development. FRD bomb. Good bash by Faith. Oh, Punk gets hacked. Oh, that's a... This is a problem, guys. I don't want to say you guys are in a bad spot. You're lucky Dalton doesn't have a pulse bomb. They just lamp. This is... Overwatch, baby. Why did Fire bash? Was he trying to get between Roof and the bomb? I kind of like that if that was the play. Half-Life Season 3 release, Half-Life 3 release for Overwatch 2. True, maybe. Bash the bomb to show it who's best. Take that, Punk's bomb. Alright, well, the Titans are making it work. I think the biggest issue that the Uprising are going to have is getting positioning right now to get this set up. They're walking into a Lynx or EMP. Interesting. I don't love that they went first, but I also don't hate it. Because it catches them off guard. Like, they get the pick on a Myeonbong. If Myeonbong wasn't the only one in there, and they all got out, there's potential that there could have been a throw. But I like the play. I like taking the initiative. That was pretty bad by Rolf. I don't know why Rolf went in here. He should have backed out left. I don't know why he like ran into a rallying brig. Yeah. And that's sort of the cost of the Titans going early, right? Is they got Myeonbong, but they just didn't get enough value. It was enough that like Punk could get to the point. Punk does a great job of like flying to the point, getting to it, just giving up his life because they had the ultimate. So Titans blew the rally and the EMP just to get into that fight and try and win it before the fight even began. But it doesn't help them in the long run. Wonder when the Owl's gonna have the plus 65 team so Custa can finally come back. Oh my god. The Boomer League. Oh, not a great look by Chungsick. Just took too much damage before he even got into the fight. The Overwatch League. It's a great name.
60 seconds
Alright, don't get caught out here, Boston. Good bash by Faith. Oh, what? No. That was so tragic. Hello, bud. Yep. That is a VOD check. Okay, let's... Sweet. We'll restart that bad boy. Hey, there it is. We were past it. The servers got memed. What do we want to look at? Let's look at Faith for this. This is tragic. And the part out for YouTube? Nah, that'll be fine. Alright, look at this. Final fight. Faith just minding his business. How's Jiri pronounced? Jiri, as far as I'm aware. He gets booped by Chunksick at like the last second. Nice play by Fire. I am 37 kills too. Valentine wins these. I've seen him win these. Faith rally? No way. I forgot this happened. 2 CP a Megalol. I want to see that double kill on the Helix. I think he shoots it through the window, right? If I remember this correctly. That was such a good window, actually. Oh, filthy. Got the achievement. Easy clap. Alright.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
He can now pixel spray after he pops off. Yo, big. So Boston's gonna play the exact same comp on attack. I don't like this comp anywhere near on attack because you have to walk into the dive. Like, it obviously worked for them on defense, but I think it could be harder. I think they can definitely still win playing this comp, but they need to make sure they can, like, defensively set up. I think too many teams get access to playoffs. I do think too many teams get access to playoffs, but with how funky the seasons are with COVID, everyone not being able to play everyone, all that kind of stuff, I think you need the play-ins. I think you need that style. This is going back and forth. Dalton, I'm gonna need you to kill 7 more people. And that's the hard thing, right? They actually had a pretty good dive, but like Uprising just has so much sustainability. I think we're the right amount of teams. Yeah, I think so, given the whole situation. I think we're in a pretty good spot. Can you watch Fire Pub? You want to see some fire? All right, let me give it to you. Sorry, I had to look at something. Yeah, as much as it feels like EU is closer to Korea / China, they aren't. The ping is higher. So as you can see here, Dalton shut down the rally. Yeah. Boston have to eventually expose themselves, right? Of like walking further out, and that makes them susceptible to like big plays. Like their backline has to walk into somewhat the open. Good slam by Chungsik. Oh, he just gets murdered for it though. I think Faith goes a little too aggressive here. Oh, Lamb's just a second late. That's a big play by Dalton. Good EMP by Linkster as well. I actually really like that EMP. Just hit the front line, kill the people in the front. All right.
Cease your resistance.
That's a great dive. They Transcendence, they use the mines. I think Boston overalls here to try and win this fight. They bongo. The Chungsik gets the slam. Great Transcendence from Rolf, honestly. Keeps Chungsik alive. So the bongo's redundant. The visor's redundant. The Torbolt is redundant. And then Punk doesn't get anyone with his bomb. That's like 4 ults that didn't get any value. Oh, Punk gets hacked. That's sad. Oh. God, everyone is negative health. Is Boston going to cap this through with respawners? I don't think so. Oh. IM37 needs to get out of there. Run! IM37. Wow, he actually made it up. Is Bongo Visor not... Bongo Visor is a good combo. Not against the Transcendence, because Transcendence will out-heal a Bongo Visor, especially because they can just aggress onto you. They just aggress onto the Bongo, kill the Bongo. Visor doesn't do that much damage in the grand scheme of things, right? So this is the issue of playing the comp that Boston Uprising are doing. This is generally why most people don't play such a hard bunker. Like, I think Boston would be better off playing like what we see a lot of teams play, like the BAP, Brig, Orisa, Diva, but play like a Tracer Hanzo. I think Tracer Hanzo would be a lot more threatening against the Titans and give them a lot more opportunities. By playing the Torb Soldier, as I said, Titans don't have to do anything. They just hide until they get the Boston Uprising walk forwards and then just use all their ults. That was terribly coordinated. Dalton got isolated. The EMP's late. Chungsik wasn't ready to slam. Quite poor by the Vancouver Titans. Where would I go to see the actual damage healing values in the game? Like in the Overwatch League match? There's if you go to the Overwatch League website and click on stats, and then go to like matches, you can see all the stats and the numbers from these from this upcoming match, from this most recent match. Dalton is underrated. Dalton is good. Don't get me wrong. I think Dalton's good, but his best character is Tracer, and even then, he's just fine at it, right? Like he's not one of the best. He's definitely good at Tracer. So I think when he's able to play it, he's definitely a good thing. He is rated, yeah. Like I think people do rate him as a Tracer. Does legs buff make him more valid? I definitely think he's more viable than he was in the past, right? So the bunker, the rally, the bongo, D-bomb, too oppressive. Can you review the Chungsik interview? I became such a stan to Chungsik after that interview. This week is London vs Titans. Yes. This week is London vs Titans. I'm hype. Punky gets Dalton. How does Dalton die again? Just doesn't really get healed. Doesn't really get any support for trying to hold aggressive. And here's one of the things that I think a lot of people over-expected for the Titans is that I don't think the Titans are playing really well this tournament. I just think they played against... I don't think Boston played well in this match at all. I just don't like the way the Boston are playing the game right now in general. I think that they're playing so slowly and just opening the door for things to go wrong. Like I think Boston has been the better team for the most part on this map. I just think they're playing so slowly that it's happening. All it takes is for a couple of things to go right for the Titans, like, you know, that last fight on first point where Uprising used 4 ults and then Titans just nullify with 1 transcendent. It just wastes so much time. Stand still challenge, very easy. And that's it. Like, I don't know why they're not diving. Like, I think they've shown the capability to dive. Honestly, I'd prefer to see them play Genji. I know I talk shit about Boston playing Genji all the time, but if they just play Genji, I'd like it more. Or just any adaptation in any match at any point. They keep bullying Punk with hacks, yeah. And the thing is, like, Punk is the only one who's trying to, like, create space and do anything. And this is why I like the Tracer in this composition. Is literally their entire team is just standing behind a shield. And Punk's trying to control everyone else and trying to stop everyone else. So every time he gets hacked, he just dies. Because everyone else is just being a safety Sally, just playing behind the shield. Of course it's easy for the Titans to execute a dive. One of the things that we always say about Titans is they just suck at executing dives and playing as a team and doing it, working as a unit. But if Boston just makes it easy for them, then it's easy to do. That's a great bomb. Forces out the Transcendence, but the Transcendence is just going to complement the EMP, and Boston should lose this fight. Please go aggressive. Oh, the mines is a problem. Why did the Boston Uprising just do a delicate split? Oh god, Faith gets stuck. Yeah, like, they just didn't do anything together. Like, literally, after those mines comes out, all Boston had to do was disengage over here, right? If they all just disengaged together, I think they could have been fine, right? They had the rally coming up, they have the window, they have the bongo, they have the visor, they just needed to coordinate. But instead, Valentine gets isolated by splitting up this way. The Orisa then gets caught here with the Brig, and then the Brig gets stuck. The backline can't help them, and then they just bleed out one by one. Like, no one's doing anything cohesive. They got blown away with the mines, but that doesn't mean they can't disengage backwards, right? Like, obviously the mines were a problem, but they could have overcome it.
Ready for battle.
Aye, Terry's in the lineup. My boy Terry. Terry messaged me after they won, being super happy. It was the cutest thing ever. He's like, oh my god, Custa, we do it. We get breadstick. And I'm like, I know, I'm so proud of you. Like a proud mother. Okay, so Boston have a bad, Havana. You know, they're struggling to make anything work with the Torb Soldier, Orisa, Baptiste Brig comp. Didn't work on King of the Hill either. You know what their solution to coming into Hanamura is? Play the exact same comp. Let's see how it works in this map. I actually think Titans have a better comp against it. I actually think Farrah is the counter to what the Boston Uprising are doing. Like, I think Farrah is the counter to the Boston Uprising comp. Before, I could understand why they were playing the comp, because I think it did work somewhat against the heavy dive, but I think Farrah is just so free in these comps. Like, they don't have a single person to deal with this. Like, Punk is just going to have to be on full time, flying at them on cooldown, but that's not going to solve any problems, right? Everyone else is just going to get freedom to shoot. Terror can't do anything. Bop, bop, bop. And once again, this goes back to the idea that I'm talking about with the Tracer. They don't have anyone applying any pressure. Boston has no one applying any pressure. They're all cornering themselves, walking into a corner, hoping that they don't all die, and then they all die. Should Terry be in more? Teru's been inconsistent. I think Teru probably struggles with a lot of the communication aspects that happen within the Vancouver Titans. He's also back in Korea, so he's on a high ping again. So I don't think so. I just want to see Teru on a different team, if I'm being realistic. I hope to God they change their mind on 5v5 and keep it like this. Things are in a decent state, all things considered. I completely disagree. I think 5v5 is going to be great for the game. And I think it's going to make it so much better on so many different aspects. Obviously, that is all just my assumption. It could just be shit when I go play it. But in my opinion, a lot of the changes for 5v5 fix a lot of issues that exist in the game. Too many shields, tanks not being fun, so nobody wants to play tank. Visual clutter, overwhelming of just 6v6. Sometimes it feels like, you know how it feels like you can't win the game and you can't have impact in a 6v6 game? 5v5 will also help that. There's one less person in both sides, so it feels like you will have more control and impact. They don't pay me more to say Overwatch 2 is good. If I thought Overwatch 2 was going to be average, I would say so. I would not advocate for it. I thought no one wants to play support. No, everyone wants to play support and DPS. One of the reasons if you try and do flex queue, you will get tank most of the time. No one wants to play tanks. The only way, and I think this is a great solution, because if you make only one tank be available, then you can make the tanks really strong. That will make people want to play tank. But I also just think it's good for the game. Evolution and change for the game is always good. There were people that said, removing hero limits. Like, let me go through the story of Overwatch, right? At the beginning of the game, us as players were saying to the developers, you need to make it so you can only play one of every hero. Stacking heroes is impossible to balance the game. People are just going to play 6 Winstons, all that kind of stuff. Some people thought it was going to be really bad for the game to go to one hero limit. No, it was really good for the game, looking back, right? And then that happened. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, well, you know, the problem is you can stack tanks. Stacking tanks makes it really hard for the game, really bad for the game, because you just see triple tanks. Tanks are so strong because they're just tanky, you can just overwhelm them. Let's go to 2-2-2. I think that was a great decision for the game. I think it was impossible to balance the game when you have one hero, when you can stack any certain role. And I think tanks were the biggest issue for that. Then you go into this situation now where it's like 5v5. I think it is rightly so more hesitancy to change this one, but I think overall, looking back in the future, we'll look back and I think it'll be a great change for the game, because I think it'll move it away from all the just like, it feels like the game right now is just spam. Everyone's just spamming at each other. There's shields, there's matrices. It doesn't feel like I'm ever shooting at anybody, and I think that's what they said during the deep dive into Overwatch 2 of that they want to go back to being able to shoot people and like go back to it being an actual FPS, because right now Overwatch isn't an FPS game. It is a strategy game. There is very few FPS elements left in the game that make it that style. And I think going down to 5v5 and going back to the root of that, I think will be good for the game and will bring a lot of people back as well. Because as much as some people like that you don't shoot a lot of people and that it is an FPS style, I think a majority of people would want that FPS style. Because fuck that turret. Is that sentiment shared by tank players? Well, that's it. I think tank players are going to be the most upset about it. But hey, any tank players around here? Oh yeah, the 10% of people in our player base that play tank. That's the fundamental issue, is people keep saying tank players are going to be upset. No one plays tank. Obviously, there are people that love tank and people that do that kind of stuff, but for the most part, the stats don't lie. People don't want to play tank because tank is not fun. And I think the idea of like my tank synergy that everyone seems to just like echo that Super said it, like Super said it, now I'm just going to say the same thing to make myself sound smart. We are going to lose tank synergy. That is sad. That is sad for the Overwatch League and competitive Overwatch. Your gold game, tank synergy doesn't matter. I'm sorry. It doesn't. Because usually your tank synergy is your tank goes Roadhog and your other tank goes Zarya. What tank synergy? There is no tank synergy unless you're in a properly competitive environment, and it does suck. I do feel bad for the Overwatch League players that are gonna like, there's gonna be 50% less tank players probably. There might be more specialization, that kind of stuff. I feel bad, but I'm not gonna change my sentiment of like understanding how to change the basis of the game for the, let's say, 50 to 100 people that it's going to affect when this is a game being made for millions, right? No, so I don't blame the developers for making that choice. And that's it. People haven't tried it. I am reserving my judgment. Those are the reasons. Like, I think I have very valid like things, but I'm not gonna have a set thing of like, you're stupid if you don't like 5v5 until I play it. Like, maybe I'll play it and I'll be like, dude, the game just feels so open. It doesn't feel like there's any strategy, and it just feels like people just playing DM. It could end up like that, and we'll be like, wow, it doesn't feel fun. That could happen. Even like the Overwatch 2 that we did see, we didn't see anyone good play. Oh, I actually kind of liked the nano attempt, but it didn't work. But for the most part, I think it's gonna be, we haven't even seen pro players play it. We haven't seen good players play it. Some of those players that were in the showcase weren't very good. So only time will tell.
0 to 2. Switching sides. Initiating match.
They were mostly streamers? No, they weren't streamers. They were developers. They were people that were like QA people. They were people that actually play Overwatch 2. They didn't give Overwatch 2 to some people for now. They were people that had already tested the game. They already knew exactly what was happening. If they want to test 5v5 gameplay with good players, we can just do it with the talent team, Scott. Yeah, lots of great players in the talent team, you know, like I'm sure Sideshow will give a great review of 5v5. How easily can I feed on tank?
Ready for battle.
Sideshow, yeah, that's it. Sideshow will show the effectiveness of having one bot on your team in 5v5 compared to 6v6. Can one person still throw my game as hard in 5v5 as they do in 6v6? Here's Sideshow to prove how. Alright, let's see what we got here. Boston going again for... And I really dislike this comp on attack, especially. Like, I don't know how they expect to take this space. They're kind of just hoping that they get... Here, okay, actually, here's fundamentally what is also just... I don't know why I keep saying fundamentally. I don't know what... They're playing a comp which is defensive, looking for picks, but none of their characters get picks. Like, Torb and Soldier both just do a lot of damage, but they don't get picks. Like, if they played a McCree so that they could flashbang like anyone that got close, if they were playing a Hanzo that could do a ton of damage and have more pick potential, any of those kind of things, but they just have raw damage. They can't punish anyone for playing aggressive. Why is Myeonbong not on Zen? I think they want to play... See, here's the thing. I think Boston are doubling down against the Pharah of, we just need more damage. Like, if we have that extra damage, we can get through we can kill chunks. If we have the Discord, we have the survivability from the Baptiste, then it'll work. But once again, they can't isolate anyone. Oh! Boom goes the dynamite from Terry, just murders the backline. That took them so long to get in, and then Terry just gets nano barrages and just wins. That's brutal. I think Zenbrig would be better as well. Show cats? I actually do have a cat in here. It's very yellow. I don't know why it's yellow, but hey, there it is. What do you think of Avas's power rankings? I opened Avas's power rankings. Had a look at them. Saw Mayhem at number 4. Instantly closed the power rankings. That's what I think of his power rankings. So they get the visor. Oh god, and he dies to Rolf. What? How does this happen? So they get in the front door. They get a visor. They do get a punish on a Chungsick as well. Oh wow, he just gets bodied by Fried Winner. Oh. How much health did Rolf have? He was drunk. Yeah, I heard he was drinking on the thing. He has 172 health. He's chilling. Whew. Just gets bopped by the Torb. Oh, Myeonbong dies. That's a great bomb by Fried Winner. Gets Myeonbong. Valentine goes down. They get the res on the roof. Faith gets stuck, dude. And this is the thing. Titans are playing well. They're making the right plays, but Boston is just allowing them. Boston is just kind of hoping that Titans don't make the plays. They're just kind of like challenging Titans. It's like, hey, if you guys just suck, we will win. But Vancouver's hitting the shots. They're making the plays. Getting the sticks. Alright, Terry, we're gonna get another Nano Barrage coming in soon. Mayhem, yeah, Mayhem could be 4. They could be great in this tournament. You know, BQB and Yaki are great, but there is nothing about this weekend that says that that should allow you to put Mayhem at number 4. Oh, okay, there's that pick potential I was talking to you about, right? That's the value of having a McCree, is he has more burst damage. Is he gonna barrage the Diva?
New defense point. Objective B.
Systems at max.
They would be in so much trouble if Boston wasn't playing the slowest comp in humanity. They would be in trouble if Boston was. Look at how slow they are. They're like, ah, go to the point. Just go for the point. SM1, you just saw him. You just saw him. You looked directly at him. You just saw the Pharah. And he hears him. Okay. Well, they were lucky that didn't work. Nice nade. Cause fuck your bongo stand one. They're gonna cap, right? Oh, good minds. The rally's out though. This is over. Alright, good job, Boston. They did it. That was kind of a throw by Terry. He was too low. Like, and he should have waited a little bit longer. Terry shouldn't. There's no reason to force it that hard. Alright, we go again. Imagine if they had Nano for that barrage as well. Yeah, that was also a throw of a Nano.
Together we will not fail.
What happens when they don't play Torb? Yeah. Good slam. Dude, watching Divas deal with Pharah is just funny. Punk just like throws his body at the Pharah on cooldown. There he goes again. Well, is this Terry versus Washington? Well, you gotta remember they're playing. Terry was legitimately free. He's just straight up free. He's not doing anything interesting or exciting. He's just shooting in their general direction. Does the desk watch games live together? Yeah. Well, not live, but yeah, like we're all working. It's a little bit of an early nano. Oh, how is no one looking at him? Wow, Boston's gonna get away with it. Alright. Boston get the cap again. Dude, how did Boston lose this map? Sipping mimosas. I wish we had mimosas. That sounds great. Can we get desk reactions? It's literally just me and Johnny molding at bad teams for the most part. It's just chaos. Jinmu would have, yeah, and that's the difference. Like Jinmu is just a completely different level of the Pharah. Like, this is by no means flawless gameplay by the Vancouver Titans. Wow, good slam. Doesn't get anything, unfortunately. They get a tick. Here we go. Why did Terry go May? Why did Terry block off the point? Boston 4 catch? How does Boston lose this map? Does Boston lose this map? I thought this was a 3-0. This is a 3-0. Hello? What happens?
Defend objective A.
Healing stream engaged. I can clear the area.
Boston stock's plummeting. It's just crazy because they have good players and they're like, I don't know. It just feels weird. They should be better. Slow and steady. Here we go, nano in. Oh wow, that was a great lamp. Oh my voice. Oh, Punk, no. I was worried Punk was gonna lose his mech. Oh, just let Faith in. Wow, well played by Terry. Custa hitting puberty. Yo, I'm doing it, guys. I just been talking so much with the 3-hour plat chat episode and then this. No running away for legit. Yeah, dude, fucking Briggs just getting murdered. Need water? Yeah, I've been chugging water though. Yeah, dude, plat chat. It'll come out tomorrow. That was a great dragon, and I do want to highlight this dragon because I remember seeing it. I love how low the dragon is as well. So it goes through the stairs, so they can't even hide in the stairs. That actually hurts them so much. Just gives them complete high ground control. Oh, actually, this is such a throw by Fire. I don't know why Fire feels the need to go for this res. I feel like that's such a gamble of a res, and if he doesn't go for it, they're in a better spot. Like, I don't think they needed FRD to win that round. That... Barrage? He's switching on Farret, right? Ooh, May? Who do you replace, Matt? Welcome to Frowny Town, Myunbong. That was a great wall. You got to give him that. That was a great wall. If that was their plan, then you got to give it to him. That was a great idea. It's another good wall. His walls have been on point. Rally to me! Dude, Terror's all over them. If it fails, it works. If it works, it's unconventional. If it fails, it's a throw. Well, it's just a bad pick. Like, I just don't think May is a great pick here. It works, but anything can work if you try hard enough. I think he would have been much better on a different hero, but fuck it. If that's what he wanted to do, and it works, you can't knock it too hard. I'm 37 window. Yeah, I think he came back with it, right? 2 seconds from a draw. No, it goes back to extra time, doesn't it? I think if you both finish with 0 seconds, it gives both teams a minute. At least the first time. I think it's the first time it does, right? I can't remember what that interaction is like. I haven't seen it in a while.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
How do you feel about Pine? I don't expect Pine to play. I don't expect Pine to play. I will only expect Pine to play if there's a hard hit scan meta in the playoffs, but I don't expect it. Chungsik Pov? I'm not watching Orisa Pov. I'm sorry. I draw the line. So they're going to play the May again. 30
seconds remaining.
And Boston's going to play incredibly slow point. I don't know why they're playing the May on defense. If they're not going to engage on the walls, I just don't get it. Yo, Punk, I've seen you win these. Did Dallas beat Atlanta? No, Atlanta beat Dallas. Is there another patch coming? I think the most recent patch, the one with the Wrecking Ball, is probably going to be the playoff patch. I don't think there'll be drastic differences, but it can still change. You never know what's going to happen, right? Like with Lucio back in the, like with Hero Pool's gone, with Lucio back in the meta, are people going to try and play Brawl?
Ready for battle.
Yeah, we're going to get another Hog meta, right? Like, could go so many different ways.
2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective.
What patch for planes? The one on experimental right now, I would say, would probably be the playoffs patch. Can Dallas make Hawaii? Yes, but it's a very much a long shot. I don't think they... it is very unlikely they will make it. Have you done your pick'ems? No, not yet. Didn't the ball ones go live? Oh, sorry, if that one's live, yeah, that patch. I actually forgot that it went live on Thursday. We had this conversation last time. Maybe on my Thursday stream last time where it was live and I didn't realize. The Genji one as well, right? I don't think the Genji is going to change much as well. I would love a hog meta. I would hate a hog meta. I hate it when the meta shifts to something completely random and niche going into playoffs because I've lost to that and it's happened so many times. In season 1, it happened in season 1 and it happened in season 3. What was the season 1 playoff meta? Season 1 playoff meta was triple tank, double sniper, solo mercy. And the reason it was so broken and it was so busted is because the Hanzo rework where he has Storm Harrows, that happened going into the playoffs. So Hanzo was completely useless with Scatter Arrow, and then they gave him Storm Arrows and he was overpowered. And that is one of the reasons London got so good all of a sudden, is because Prophet was just the best Hanzo in the world. Prophet was just picked up Hanzo and just destroyed everyone. Was it actually solo Mercy Hills? Yeah. I think there was a little bit of change from time to time, but yeah. At least when we were playing, it was triple tank, double sniper, solo Mercy. It was big because we had Kariv play Hog or Tracer, and it was very valuable to have someone like Kariv who could play flex support but also move over to the Tracer. So, unfortunately, we didn't have a great Hanzo. Agilities wasn't the best Hanzo, like compared to like Prophet and stuff like that. So, but yeah, that's it. That's the VOD. I did want to check it out, go through it quickly. I didn't talk too much about that game, but it was just look. It wasn't a great match. I think Boston kind of lost themselves with the comps. Vancouver did a good job punishing, but did drop the ball from time to time. Just wasn't great. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. I will be reviewing some more matches tomorrow. Tomorrow's match is probably going to be Mayhem versus Atlanta. If you guys are waiting for that one, it will come eventually. That was probably the only other match. We're not going to be able to get a lot of VOD reviews done this week. So unfortunately, there won't be a lot. We'll play it by ear. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.